Hey, Kentucky, welcome back. Time to talk some more topics now. First up, the COVID-19 crisis comes at a particularly bad time for folks across the state who were already coping with nutrition problems. The most recent statistics show that for the second year in a row, Kentucky has the highest rate in the nation of food insecurity among older adults. Food insecurity is having limited access to enough nutritious food to live a healthy lifestyle. And Keith, we just talked to Amanda Nybert about how important that is. It's really sad for adults to not have access to that.
So sad to hear. I mean, I've heard before where it's sometimes easier for people maybe on a limited budget to just get food that's less nutritional rather than more nutritional, but to not have it available is just amazing to me.
I know. The effort to allow Kentuckians to request absentee ballots for next month's delayed primary seems to be paying off. Secretary of State Michael Adams says 100,000 registered voters have taken advantage of govoteky.com to request their absentee ballots for the June 23rd election. Ballots can also be obtained from a voter's county clerk, whether it's in person or by phone, fax, or email. The deadline to request an absentee ballot is June 15th. Keith, are you absentee voting?
I think I might have to go online and get this because I'm not sure I want to stand in the line and maybe drive a little further than I normally do if my polling place is not there and available.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. And during this pandemic, I think it makes sense. All right, the University of Kentucky's president says the school will use portions of its contingency fund to save nearly 100 jobs during the next fiscal year amid continuing furloughs. The announcement comes as 100 additional academic employees were furloughed on Friday. Last month, the university furloughed about 1,700 academic and UK healthcare employees due to revenue shortfalls related to the coronavirus outbreak. The school says many of the healthcare workers have since returned. Keith, this is what you hope they use contingency money for, to have people keep their jobs.
Yeah, for sure. And hopefully this is something they think about going forward. It seems like with tuition rates going up and up and up every year, it might be something where they can set aside and be ready for maybe not a pandemic, but something else that might come along in the future.
Absolutely. Well, there will be live racing at Keeneland this summer. Today, the Lexington course announced that the State Horse Racing Commission has approved a request to conduct a spectator-free 5-day summer meet to be held Wednesday, July 8th through Sunday, July 12th. Keeneland plans to host 9 to 10 races each day, including Derby and Oaks prep events. Keith, I know Keeneland really wanted this. I'm so glad it worked out.
So glad it worked out, especially for the fact that now they can still be a part of the process with the Derby and the Oaks, and just still sort of dangling a carrot out there, so to speak, because we can't be there, but it's going to be going on in town.
At least you can bet on it and
Yes.
know the track. All right. 2 horses belonging to Kentucky Derby winning trainer Bob Baffert have tested positive for banned substances. The results came back during the recent meet at Oaklawn Park in Arkansas. Baffert has recently faced controversy over allegedly using banned substances to train Triple Crown winner Justify in the horse's 2018 Derby victory. Baffert says he is disappointed that the Arkansas Racing Commission violated its own confidentiality rules. And Keith, I guess my statement back to him would be, well, don't use illegal substances if you don't want it out there.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what he can be upset about other than with himself if this all comes out to be true, especially with the fact that one of those that's allegedly tested positive was Charlatan, which was one of the favorites for the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, maybe his best 3-year-old. All right, more than a dozen UK track and field athletes have picked up All-American honors for last season. 15 student athletes brought home 20 honors, tied for the 5th most in the NCAA. 8 members of the women's team earned 11 AA honors, and 7 student athletes earned 9 AA honors for the men's team. And boy, the UK track program has been on like a climactic rise over the last few years.
Oh yeah, and it's like this. It's like just, going straight up,
Yeah.
and it's been awesome to see. I'm so happy for all of them, but we got to be happy for the Lexington kid and Langston Jackson. And the way that he came in his freshman year and just tore through the field.
I mean, he set it on fire, setting records as a freshman. Kudos to Langston. All right. Former UK basketball star John Wall is still in the process of nursing his injuries, but he says he's finally ready for a return. The Washington Wizards guard says he's 110% and healthy after having been away from the game since December of 2018. But Wall says whatever happens with the NBA this year, he will not return to action until next season. Keith, he will always be one of those what could have been if not for the injuries.
Oh, yeah, he's certainly had several of those, and glad to hear he's back from this. And I'm glad to hear that he's not going to try and rush back this season if there's just a couple of weeks in a playoffs or whatever the case may be. Take your time, come back ready to go next season, and give it all you got.
And be fully healthy. A fully healthy John Wall is pretty dang good. All right, tonight's wrap up is next as Hey Kentucky continues.